Do you know what this is called in English? I didn't even know until I made this video. I'm Jackie and I'm here to teach you American English. Today I'm going to be teaching you some words for items in the kitchen. I use these on a daily basis. So let's get started. This is a can opener. This is a bottle opener. Notice the two T's in bottle sound like a D. I got this fancy one in Denmark. These are both wine openers. They're also called a corkscrew because of the corkscrew shape. I actually don't know how to use this wine opener. This wine opener is for people that don't know how to use this. And it's also a bottle opener on top. Now let's talk about some cooking utensils. First, we have a spatula. I use these almost every day, especially this one for cooking. And I don't know if you can see this, but they're broken off, so I think I need some new ones. These are called a ladle for soup. This is a whisk for eggs. These are handy for hot things. This is called tongs. And if you're following a recipe, you need to use measuring spoons and measuring cups. This is a pizza cutter. We use this a lot in our household since we make a lot of pizza. This is a peeler. We also use this one on a daily basis. This is a grater. Notice we don't say the T like a T, it sounds more like a D. Grater. I use this for zucchini or cheese. This one's fun. This is a meat tenderizer or a meat pounder. Kind of hurts. My son loves to play with this. Here's a meat thermometer. Honestly, I only use this for Thanksgiving or if a recipe calls for a temperature with meat, but it is handy to have. And this, do you know what this is? This is a garlic press. My mom got me this. It's kind of fancy. Do you have a garlic press? Now let's talk about a few baking items. First, I have my apron on. Notice apron is spelled with an O, but is pronounced apron. Next, we have a rolling pin to roll out dough. And a very cute heart-shaped cookie cutter. Notice the T sounds like a D, cookie cutter. And the other meaning of cookie cutter means that everything is the same. So let's say you live in a cookie cutter neighborhood, it means all of the houses look the same. Well, if we're going to open up the oven to bake something, we're going to put on an oven mitt. And let's take a look inside the oven. We have a cookie sheet, which is very thin, versus a baking pan, which often has a little bit of a lid, like this one. Now let's talk about our silverware. We have a knife, a fork, a spoon, And we also have chopsticks. And one thing I don't have is a spork. Can you guess what that is? It's a mix between the spoon and the fork, and it's very handy when you're camping. Next, this is a knife set we use for cutting, and once in a while we have to use the knife sharpener. These are scissors we use in the kitchen, and a cutting board. And again, the two T's sound like a D. Cutting board. Now let's talk about the dishware. First, we'll start with this plastic cup. This is a kid's cup. You usually use a cup in a casual restaurant, a disposable cup. Next, we have a glass. This is made out of glass. Here is a mug. It has a handle and it's usually ceramic. This is my favorite mug. It says Happy Camper. And that's actually an American phrase to mean that you're happy in the situation. Next is a wine glass. Are you a wine drinker? I am. And a shot glass. Now let's move on to the plates and bowls. Here we have plates and bowls, some smaller bowls, and all of these together are called dishes. You might say, I'm gonna go wash the dishes. That's talking about all of these together. Another word we use is dish, which means a plate of food. Like, what dish are you gonna bring to the party? Now let's talk about the pots and pans. So first, we use this all the time. This is a frying pan or a skillet. Next, back here, we have a wok. That's for usually Asian cooking. Here we have a pot. And it's kind of funny, but this smaller pot is called a saucepan. You make sauce in it. We also have a cast iron skillet. This is heavy. Oh, you could do a workout with this thing. My dad swears by this. He used a cast iron skillet in college, and apparently he never washed his pan, and everything tasted amazing. Lastly, we have a steamer. This is used a lot in Asian cooking. You put water at the bottom, and then you steam things on top. All right, now let's talk about the sink area. First, I have a colander to wash my vegetables. Next, we have a soap dispenser, which has hand soap in it. Then we have a sponge to wash the dishes. A faucet. This is the sink where we wash them. Here is some dish soap. This is a dish brush. And we have paper towel to clean up messes and a dish towel to dry the dishes. First, we have a trash can. And this is really funny because this trash can was the first gift I gave my husband. He had a really nasty trash can in his kitchen. This one's fancy because it has a sensor. So when you throw something away, it opens. And so this is the trash can, and this is the trash bag. We have aluminum foil. I think that British call it aluminium, something like that, but we call it aluminum foil. And these next three are actually called by their brand names, even if you buy the generic kind. So these are called Ziploc bags. No matter the brand, we call them Ziplocs. And this clear plastic wrap we call Saran wrap. And any kind of food container for leftovers is called Tupperware. So it's a general term for all sorts of different food containers, Tupperware. I prefer the glass ones. Now let's talk about some things on the table. First, we have the placemat. Next, we have a coaster for your drinks. Then we have the trivet. I didn't even know it was called that, but it's the thing that you put hot food on the table. And this is a very special trivet from Australia. My friend got it for me. And it has all the different Australian animals. Then we have the salt and pepper shakers. So this one is actually an Airstream. Have you ever been in an Airstream? And the little holes. This is a pepper and salt. Then we have napkins. We actually switched over to cloth napkins during the pandemic. And these are paper napkins. And as a bonus word, I don't have this in my home, but have you ever heard of a lazy Susan? That is the funniest word in the kitchen. Lazy Susan. What that is, you'll see it maybe in a Chinese restaurant, is a big circular dish that turns. And it turns so you can get the plates over to you. It also is sometimes in a cabinet that's hard to reach. It will turn so you can reach the items. Lazy Susan. All right. How did you like this format? Leave me a comment and give me a thumbs up, and I will see you in the next video. Take care. Bye.